good morning and welcome to Friday. Welcome to the Aired Out Podcast. We have a wind advisory until 2 o'clock this afternoon. It has started raining here in the Granite City, and looks like it's going to be a wet day. We'll give you more details from the forecast here in just a second. Birthdays today: Justin Hathaway, Stephen Clark, Connie Squires, Tori Berry, Betty Cutler, Connor Pryor, Dan Durkee, Amber Mirabella, and Donna McCauley, all celebrating birthdays today. Wow, do we have a lot to get to, a lot to talk about. Weather from NBC 5 today. We're going to give you all the details on that in just a second. But Deb Phillips with us from the World. Good morning, Deb.
Good morning, JD.
Top of the morning to you. I love the World newspaper. You already know that. I know. I think most people do. I see the local homeowners service guide is in there and living strong.
Yes. Yep.
Basically, a great resource for you to explore local contractors who can help out with the summer house projects that, gosh, we have such a narrow window to get it all done, Deb, don't we?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, yeah, we do.
What else?
Um,
What else is in there for this week? And I know you have a new paper coming out next Wednesday. But what else is in there? It's stuff about U32 track and field too, right?
yes, yeah, we congratulate the U32 girls and boys track teams on another well-earned state championship. Also this week we have money saving coupons. You can save money on oil changes and you can, a bunch of stuff in the coupons. And we have the 40% off fireworks at North Star Fireworks for your 4th of July events.
Wow, that's
Uh,
coming up soon, isn't it? Though.
yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. So, in speaking of that, next week we will have the schedules for the Waterbury Not Quite Independence Day, the Montpelier 3rd of July, and the Cabot and Randolph 4th of July events. And so it's going to be a jam-packed issue with lots of great stuff to do for the 4th of July.
It's great stuff, Deb. Big hello to you and Gary as well.
Deb, real quick, this is Rex Thompson from Donnybrook Fight Promotions. Hey, first of all, thank you we always advertise with you guys. You guys are great for us, and we get a huge exposure advertising you. But I do have a question. Are you guys going to start covering professional sports in your newspaper now that we have more professional sports coming to Vermont? Like we have professional MMA and professional kickboxing that's happening here in Vermont. Are you guys going to start covering professional sports, or are you going to just are you still staying with just the high school sports stuff?
Yeah, we're pretty much staying with the high school sports. We do encourage people for those events to advertise their events. Those are, very beneficial. Get 10,000 copies of the paper out there every week.
Yeah.
So that is definitely
So that's a
benefit.
no. You're not covering professional sports.
Not really. We only have one editor. So yeah, we cannot get to all those events.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yep.
Well, Deb, you and Gary should come up for the next battle in Barrie. When is that, Rex?
September 13th.
You
We
and
would
Gary-
love to have you guys.
Yeah, it would be so great, Deb. You and Gary and the rest of the crew should come up there and have some fun with us. I'll be there, of course, but it would be great.
That sounds like fun.
Deb, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, JD.
Wasn't able to get Deb on last Wednesday, Rex.
Gotcha.
Had some technical funk here in the studio.
Good
But,
people.
yeah, great people.
They've been around here forever. Everybody knows
Over
what the
50 years, man.
Everybody knows what the Washington world is.
Well, I mean, the old people like you still call it the Washington.
What was the news station in the morning?
I used Washington World anymore, Rex. You just call it the World.
Well,
Come on.
I don't know. What was the other guy, the news guy in the morning? I used to listen to with my grandmother every morning, and the rest of the story.
Oh, that's jeez. What's that guy's name?
Oh, I remember that
Oh,
every morning
God.
watching that. Or, listening to that on the radio. Pretty wild.
What was his name?
And now I'm the old people. I'd love to listen to people like that.
Paul
again.
Harvey.
Paul Harvey.
Paul Harvey.
As soon as you said it, man.
God, he was so amazing.
Yeah, he
and
was.
That's the rest of this story.
100%.
Wow. We have a wind advisory until 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh,
rain showers. And
Get off them roofs.
Yeah, 73 degrees is what we're going to get up to today for a daytime high. So this has got to be some cools fighting with some warm. But, man, brace yourself for the heat. It's coming. Tonight, mostly clear, about 55 degrees. Wind's going to be hovering around 10 to 15 miles per hour.
Is it supposed to rain tonight? Because I want to take my bike up to UFAI tonight.
No, I just said mostly clear.
Fuck yeah.
55 for the low.
Nice.
But the Queechee Hot Air Balloon Festival is...
Oh, one of them landed in my sister-in-law's lawn once. They got the... What did they give them?
Queechee?
No, she lived in Milton, and one of the balloons landed in their neighborhood, like landed on their lawn. They give you like...
oh, yeah, they give you a little bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Well, the winds are supposed to be 10 to 15 miles per hour tonight in Queechee. I'm guessing, and I don't know, but I'm guessing that might be too strong to fly a balloon. I don't know.
Well, if it's 10 to 15 miles an hour down here, once you get up into elevation, it really picks up a lot. Same with cold. Like I remember being in a helicopter, and we'd be in Central America. It'd be 100 degrees, down on the ground. You get 10,000 feet up in the air, and it was cold.
Big difference. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens. But we're hoping to go tonight, tomorrow, Saturday.
Oh, you're going tonight?
Yeah, we're going tonight.
Oh, good for you.
Well,
bringing Lily?
Of course. Planning on it anyway.
Nice.
Tomorrow, Saturday. Look at this. Sunny, lower 80s. This is the first full sunny Saturday that we've had in 20.
I'm going to have to really work Dante over in that heat.
Oh, my God.
They'll definitely think I'm beating him up then.
And then Sunday, partly cloudy, 85. And are you ready for this? Monday, sun and clouds, 96 degrees.
Wow. So we need to call Kenny and ask him if he's got his boat ready to go this weekend.
Should we call him up?
We should call Kenny. I wonder if he's watching.
Kenny,
tune in if you're watching. Say something.
Let's talk. What do we have here for sports? Yankees beat the Angels 7-3 last night. They're going to start up a series with the Orioles.
I don't follow basketball.
I know you don't. They're starting up a series with the Orioles tonight at 7 o'clock.
Hey, but thanks for covering professional sports, JD.
Red Sox and San Francisco at 9:15 tonight. NBA, Pacers are still in it. They took out the Thunder last night, 108-91. Game 7 for the NBA Finals, the big title Sunday night. NASCAR Cup Series.
Oh, now we're talking.
This weekend.
Makes me want to put in a big old dip, chew, start drinking beer.
We're heading to Pocono Raceway
breakfast.
for the Great American Getaway 400 Sunday, 2 o'clock. Thunder Road last night.
That's where the real racing is.
Yes. Street stocks. We had Tyler Wheatley.
Nothing beats a short track, baby.
Oh, it's so amazing. I got over to Bear Ridge.
Oh yeah,
last
I've
weekend.
never been there.
Oh my God, it was
You'll
so
have to
much
take
fun.
me sometime.
Would you like to go?
Fuck yeah!
All right. Tyler Wheatley got the win last night in the street stocks. Thomas Smith right behind him. Kyler Davis in third. Tigers. Logan Powers of Middlesex got the checkers. Brendan Moody in second. Cameron Ouellette in third last night for the Tigers. Late models, Caden Fisher. Man, this guy is red hot. Shelburne, Vermont is where he's from. Caden Fisher winning again.
Dude, I haven't followed anybody since back in the day with Mike Rollins in the 90 Hull printing car and
Jesus.
Bill Donahue, John Donahue. Now they got their kids are racing. That's how long it's been since I've been up there.
Well, Cody.
I still remember John's rookie year, Bill's rookie year.
Cody Blake from Barrie, right?
Yeah, probably.
He was second last night. Tanner Woodard from Waterbury Center.
It's
was
all the
third.
kids now.
Yeah.
It's the
well,
youngins.
yeah.
It's the I know their parents. I don't know them.
You're saying kids, and you're sounding old. You are
I
sounding
am old, man.
You are, buddy.
I am.
Listen,
I actually took a night off from training last night. I was so tired.
good for you for doing that, though, Rex.
I had to. My body wouldn't move.
Well, good for you. I think that's you got to do stuff like that, man, every now and then. And
Yeah.
it's not just physical; it's mental. You have to take a break every now and then. You just do. You do. I was yesterday again. I spent I don't know probably at least an hour and a half on the dirt bike with Lily, just
So much
ripping.
fun.
Oh my God, just ripping. And going and going and go. She is relentless, man. She just
Dude, the
she
last
will
time I
not
drove
stop.
a dirt bike, I drove a YZ 490,
Oof.
and I felt like I could jump a house with
Yeah.
that
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
A wheelie
That's-
in every gear. I
no
liked
way.
it.
No way.
Oh,
Not for me.
I like that.
Scott Dragon came in fourth, by the way. Becky's reminded.
Oh, who was the other? Is that the same Dragon from back in the day? Is that the old guy?
I believe.
Scotty Dragon.
I
From
believe.
back. Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, last night, once again, I get off the dirt bike, sit down, can't get up. I mean, just, God, man, just,
Why couldn't you get up?
well, it's just the lactic acid. Build up.
You just need some breast milk.
Listen, I have to tell you that yesterday I had an experience which you are completely unaware of. I went to the Celebration of Learning at the New School of Montpelier.
Oh, where Dante goes.
Yes.
Why didn't you invite me?
No, it's why didn't Dante's
That's
parents invite
horrible.
you? They should have invited
It
you.
was aired out. You should have had me there. That's just silly.
Well, first of all,
Could have had Dante put on a demonstration.
I didn't even know Dante was part of the New School of Montpelier.
We talk about it on Saturdays. We give shout outs to the New School of Montpelier.
I guess I just
Don't pay attention to
had
Rex.
I
Unless
had
I'm right
my
here in
head
front
in
of
my
your
ass.
face.
I don't know. But he was there. And,
Yeah.
you know, the last time I saw him, Dante being autistic, last time I saw him, he wanted nothing to do with me. I mean, he
It
would
took 8 people 2 weeks ago to
get him
into
to school. Yeah,
That dang jujitsu.
I know, man. Mom was telling me all about that.
I love that kid.
Corey's saying we will invite you next year, Rex.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. The old famous we'll invite you next year excuse. But I got to tell you, when I saw Dante over at,
Was he happy?
well, when I saw him at Green Mountain Community Fitness over at the pool, wanted nothing to do with it. I tried to talk to him, nothing to do.
Well, yeah, nobody's going to talk to a short, fat little creeper in a Speedo. Come here, little boy. Come here, little boy. And you wonder why he wouldn't come over there.
But yesterday, I finally got to connect with him a little bit. I shook his hand. He was hysterical. I mean, he was like, he'd bring his face like right up here to me, like looking me right in the eye. And at one point, I'm like, I hope he's not going to pull any like Rex moves on me. But I met Corey. I met his dad. And,
Corey and CJ.
and we got a chance to chat a little bit. And
That's awesome.
I told Dante that he's famous, that I watch every Saturday morning. What time you going on with him tomorrow morning? 9:30.
Oh, yeah, we go on right about 9:30. We try to make it about the same time every Saturday, around 9:30.
Shifting gears. Got it. And Sharon just reminded me of this. This little girl, Abby, who's I think five
Yep.
years old, came here. She is I'm telling you, just the voice alone.
Why isn't she in our kids' class?
I
How come I don't know her already?
I don't know, but she is Abby White. She is the most precious little girl. She's 5 years old. She came here yesterday to the studio and she made something for me. Look at this.
Why? Your
Look at
daughter's going to get jealous.
Well, she
You got
doesn't
other
have to-
kids making
She doesn't
little
have to know about it.
refrigerator posters.
But look at this. Happy 4th of July.
That's awesome.
And that's her hand. I just love stuff like this. And then, if you do the hand,
You got to do the foot.
you got to do the foot. But there it is. Happy 4th of July. And she was so cute, man. Oh, my God. These freaking kids.
I love kids. So
Oh.
we have Steve Rich and his wife Brooks has been coming in to train. They started training to help Chris get ready for his fight.
Oh, nice.
And so they don't have a babysitter, but they bring their kids in. And I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but like I've got pictures of the gym. I got one kid. He is out like a light, sleeping. It's like 3/4 of the way through training. He was at the kids class. He was at the free kids games. He was at the beginners class, and he made it about halfway through the advanced class, and he was out like a light in the middle of the cage.
Seriously.
Oh yeah, dead serious. I'll show. It's on. It's probably on the Granite City wall. You'll see him. He is just out. He was training so hard. He's probably about 7, 8 years old. I got videos of all the kids.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah, the place was packed, and we had the kids. So I'm already a brown belt. I've done a lot of most of the stuff that they're going over. I've gone over it. Yes, it's very, very helpful for tightening stuff up.
Okay.
But I have enough time. Like I could get to go hang out with the kids. So that's where
Right.
I get more enjoyment. I hang out with Steve's kids, Steve and Brooks' kids. They bring them, and we wrestle around in the cage. We do a little bit of jujitsu, but it's mainly just having fun with them.
Lily would like to ride dirt bikes with you.
I would ride a dirt bike with Lily.
You can take mine,
All right.
and she'll be on her 85.
Perfect.
I'm telling you right now, when you see her,
Why don't I just bring my Harley?
you can, but you're probably going to dump it on the track.
I would not dump it on the track, trust me.
Are you sure?
No, it's a racing bike. It's built for the track. Big track.
We're talking about a dirt track here, Bob.
Don't care. I've been riding motorcycles since Lily was
Okay.
little.
If you
When I
want
was Lily's age.
if you want to come over and put your Harley on the dirt track, I'm gonna-
100% I
all right,
would.
I'm going to just need you to sign a
I'll
waiver
beef
first.
up the shocks and everything so we can jump it too.
Okay.
It's only like 780 pounds.
But dude, shifting through the gears and spitting up dirt,
she shifts?
she shifts.
Nice.
And yesterday was the first time
Does she think I know how to ride a motorcycle?
she knows you know how to ride a motorcycle. Yes, she does.
I'll keep dumping the clutch and stalling it.
Dude, she was shifting through third and fourth, and then down to third, down to second. Bang, she's in the track. Bang, she's out of the track. And was
See, that's
ripping,
the key
dude.
is getting slowed down enough coming into the corner,
Yeah.
so you can hold it wide open coming out of.
Well,
through
that's what
halfway
she was
through the
doing
corner.
yesterday.
100%,
Dude,
yeah.
I was like Christmas morning for me. I was so happy. I was
Right.
right alongside of her. And at some points, she would shift to fourth and smoke me. I couldn't keep up with her.
How big is your bike?
It's a 50cc.
I can see your big old ass on a 50cc.
This is why we hang out in the morning. This
Yeah.
is why we have conversations. You see this comment from Crystal right here?
No, I don't get to see any of that.
I
comment.
have had a shit morning, and I have needed this. Seriously, man. If we're connecting with people and having fun, and we're gonna get serious, but we're also gonna laugh. We bring people into this studio, into our world every morning, 9:00.
every morning.
That's what we do. And I love. I just want to say, not to get all sentimental on you. I love having you on here on Friday mornings.
You're trying to butter me up for sexual
I'm not
favors.
buttering you for nothing. Sexual favors.
You know I'm easy.
Did you have to tell everyone about that? But I just love having you in here, man.
I like coming in too, man.
Do we ever? I mean, it's just like, gee, we don't really prep anything out. We just let it go.
Don't let them fool you. We have this all scripted the night before. We practice this for an entire week. I've been doing my acting lessons.
Yeah. Do you think he's really training over at Granite City MMA
Nope.
or anywhere for that
Nope.
matter? He's
Acting lessons.
practicing reading this script right now.
It's hard to memorize these lines.
I know it is. we're gonna be talking about Woodbury here in just a
I
minute.
have no clue what you're talking about. I was out of signal all day yesterday.
I know.
I was actually asleep by 7.
We are going to talk about Woodbury. Listen, little Abby, can I just say this? Probably 5-year-old little girl, this sweet little girl, probably shouldn't be listening on Fridays.
Probably not. You should put a parental advisory 18 and over for Fridays.
Well, I had that.
Oh.
I had that disclaimer for quite a while, for a couple of years actually. And then
At least for this show.
Yes, especially you. Well, and especially
vulgar language, swearing, drug use, just everything. List them all, man.
And G too.
Make sure we cover it all.
And G also.
Yeah. Please be warned.
Vermont State Police are investigating a body that was found at a roadside pull-off along Route 14 in Woodbury yesterday around 3:30 in the afternoon.
Someone just dumped it off.
This was a story that just popped hard. I mean, because there were police everywhere. There was an abandoned white Volvo at the scene that the crime unit and crime teams were looking into and investigating to learn more about. Drones were deployed looking for evidence. Wow. The woman's body was taken to the medical examiner for an autopsy and identification. No one is in custody. Police are seeking information. They ask you to contact the Berlin Barracks.
You know they're using drones now for raids?
Or do an anonymous tip online. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, no. If you see a drone fly into your living room, there's a flashbang not far behind it. They're using that now because it tapes the whole thing. It's a really good tactic because you can see. I mean, the military's been using it. You fly them in first. You can see where all your armed you can see where everybody is. You're not walking in blind trying to clear rooms blindly. You have an idea because you can see them.
So you're saying if there's a drone,
there's a flashbang coming not far behind it.
If there's a drone that flies into my living room,
yep, okay. There'll be a flashbang followed by a flashbang,
which could happen. That could happen at my house.
You never know.
You don't.
I mean, you got cars driving into your house.
It's true.
You know what's wild is because we were on our way down to watch Chris's fight this weekend, and we got to New Hampshire. And I'm not going to mention any names, but she's a local girl here in Barrie. And I don't even know how the fuck, but I happened to be driving by, and I looked at my wife, and I see this lady getting roughed up, like on the side of the road in this rest area.
Where was this?
New Hampshire. I was like, that's so-and-so and her ex-husband.
You recognized her.
Yeah. I was like, why? Like, he was, like, trying to wrestle her from, and so I sent her a message. I was like, yo, are you okay? I was like, is that you on the side of the road? Because I was trying to find a way to turn around. And I don't like that dude anyway. So, I'd love for him to try to rough me up. So, I'm not going to get into that part of it. But I tried to turn around. I sent her a message. She's like, no, we're fine. We're down here. I was like, I knew that was you. It's just wild to see that situation, that many miles away from home. And the balls on some people. I couldn't imagine being a man out in public and putting my hands on a woman these days. I just, like, how come I was the only one trying to stop and beat the shit out of that guy?
What'd you say to him?
Nothing. He didn't. They left by the time we figured out how to get back to that rest area because we were already on our way by, and we were all the way down in New Hampshire. So heading off to the next exit, she had responded to us, said she was okay. So
front page of the Times-Argus yesterday.
Why are your eyes so big?
Because, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly.
I don't read the Times-Argus.
I'll tell you why.
They don't cover professional sports.
The reason why my eyes are so big is because I forgot my optical expressions glasses this morning.
Me too, man.
Whew.
I need to go back over there. I broke my glasses the first week I had them.
God. My emergency pair.
There you go. Hey,
Right
those are pretty cool, though.
Okay. But these, I have to come in a little closer. Okay. Front page of the Times-Argus yesterday about the conduct ordinance in Barrie.
What? So I'm not going to be allowed in Barrie anymore?
A radically rewritten ordinance still aimed at curbing bad behaviors in Barrie drew mixed reviews during another protracted public hearing on Tuesday night. 4 weeks after narrowly approving the first reading of a community conduct ordinance that was largely borrowed from Brattleboro, city councilors restarted the process, this time using a Burlington ordinance. City manager Nicholas Storelli Castro, who's been on the air several times talking about
I know Nicholas.
described this as a template. He said the revised ordinance has been vetted by the city attorney and he believed addressed some of the objections raised during last month's public hearing. While responding to a lingering community concern involving a spike in troubling behaviors in some public spaces. If adopted, the proposed ordinance would enable authorized city officials, and I'm quoting here, well, the paper's quoting, to issue a notice against trespass and enforce that notice against an individual whose behavior is dangerous, illegal, or unreasonably disruptive, while recognizing the existing rights of individuals to engage in constitutionally protected activities.
Right. So if
on
they pull out their phone, they say, "Hey, I'm recording. You cannot throw me away." Yeah, so it becomes a gray area.
It's a huge gray area.
So yeah, I mean, good for the city to try to address something, and they're trying to do something. You know what I mean? I mean, people are upset. People are pissed. So how do you address? They're trying something. You can't knock them for not trying something. But
Agreed.
yeah, how do you trespass somebody out of the city of Barrie? I've never. That would be a tough one. Like I don't understand how you would trespass somebody from the public. That would be tough because I watched those audits, the First Amendment audit guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, they're suing cities left and right for them trying to trespass them out of federal buildings, public buildings. It's against the law. So I don't know. I mean, but we have a city attorney, we have all that. So, and if the voters want it, then it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
But kudos to the city for trying to do something to actually address a real life problem that's a problem right now.
Yeah.
You know, instead of worrying about waving the big flag in the middle of town. You know, this is a real issue. This is something real where people it's not a right or left issue. It's everybody's sick of it. Everybody thinks that it needs to be addressed. So kudos to them, and I'm sure they'll figure out an ordinance. Nicholas is a smart guy.
Yes, he is.
They'll figure it out.
It says here, and the language, much of which has been adopted from Burlington and Brattleboro in this city ordinance, but some of it says public urination and defecation.
How is that not already? Like, if you're shitting on the sidewalk, how are you not arrested? Come on.
I agree. Did you see the picture of the guy in Barrie City Park who was...
Dude, I got a video of Montpelier. So my buddy works for Montpelier, and I used to work for Montpelier. He sent me a video of two people having sex on the lawn of Shaw's at noon. Two homeless people. They do it right out in the open. They do it right behind... what is it? The
Are you bullshitting me?
Nope. I will. When we get off this podcast, I'll show you the video. He was in a city truck. He was like, "You're not gonna fucking believe this."
Judy, I have watched. She's referring to the counselors.
Yep.
The councilman.
I don't really have an opinion. I don't live in the city. I work in the city, but I'm not a voter. So that's, how the city wants to handle it. That's on them. But kudos to the city for being proactive. I don't know, man. They've done a lot of things to be proactive for the community. So I don't know. I think they're trying and they're doing what they can.
No, Shirley just said it. 40 years ago, people wouldn't get away with this kind of shit.
So 40 years ago, believe it or not, I used to walk these streets up and down the streets at 40 years ago. 40 years ago, you could not walk these streets. You would get beat up. There was always fights. There was drugs. There was cigarettes. If you saw people on the sidewalk, you would cross the street and go to the other side. When I was a kid, you were not allowed. We used to sneak down here to this city. This city was bad. Twilight Zone, right up the road, people were getting stabbed in there where the stripper club is. That used to be an arcade. And I've seen people get stabbed in there as a little kid. The city's been cleaned up a lot from when I was a kid coming through here. My dad got stabbed over on the railroad tracks. Running, preparing for a PT test. He was a judo instructor. Yeah, I guess I don't know. And that's the thing is we now have generations of people coming up through that didn't see how we grew up here. So they just automatically assume it's super bad right now. To me, it's pretty good shape.
Some shithead just said, "You guys remember 40 years ago?" Yikes.
Parts of it, man. Most of the trauma in my brain is blocked out.
Some dude named Ed Collins wrote that. Shirley says, I felt totally safe years ago. Sorry, Rex. I mean, I've heard that many times from
Not
people.
me.
Okay, well. Wait.
Not me. I used to walk these streets. I knew all the hoodlums. I was one of them.
You know what? I want to say something to Judy Copping here.
Yeah.
Who just asked, watch your city council meeting. Lots of your concerns.
Absolutely. You should absolutely become involved.
I watched, and I also posted on Facebook. I posted on Facebook on Tuesday, right around 6 o'clock. Who's going to be watching the city council meeting tonight to talk about this? I didn't get one response.
No.
Not one.
We like to complain. We don't want to be
Not
proactive.
one.
Facebook gives us that opportunity to be like huge complainers. We can no longer we don't have to be active in any way, shape, or form. We just bitch about it.
Have you? And I got to tell you, man, some of the stuff that I've been seeing on the Barrie, Vermont resident chat. Holy shit, man.
I don't know, man. You know me. I already got into it in the 911 chat thing there.
Did you see the stuff about Eric Townsend and Jessica Rollins, their house?
No. What is Eric up to now?
Dude, it's on the Barrie, Vermont resident chat. And this last night I was reading all the comments about this.
Yeah.
Apparently this guy is a taxi driver who's driving around people that are scoring drug deals, presumably, allegedly. And man, there's some hot stuff. It's really polarizing. I mean, people are just either one way or the other about this, and it's pretty contentious stuff that I'm seeing and reading in our community. And honestly, regardless of what it is, it's
this is when all the bullies come out.
It kind of bums me out, man.
This is when the bullies come out. This is when,
Listen,
because the internet makes them so comfortable.
People passed out in cars. Listen,
it's fucking sad.
I'll tell you right now that
if they just went out and got a fucking job, it'd be all right then.
There are plenty. I'm sure that there are people that pass out in cars for various reasons. And I'm sure
the majority of them are due to the heroin nod off.
That, listen, I'm not trying to deny you. I'm sure that plenty of it is drug related, okay? It's not just in Barrie, man, but it's like everywhere. Everywhere.
Every major city in the United States, every suburb in the United States.
I know.
We are not anything different. This is not like anywhere different than anywhere.
But because we live
Look at Ohio. Do you ever see the Narcan they go in through in one night in Ohio, the Bible Belt of the United States? Have you ever been to Ohio? Drive through. They have freaking barns painted with Jesus on them and shit.
Oh yeah.
And they're
oh yeah.
They're Narcaning people sometimes 2 and 3 times in one night in Ohio. We are
It's
not
insane, dude.
anything different. This is the shit that our politicians should be fighting. This is what our kids are dying for. My kids don't need to go to Iran to die. They need help here in the United States, right? So anyway, let's move on. I don't want to talk about politics. I've been like away from all that shit, kinda.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, there is something that I want to
Yeah.
play. I want to play for you. And
100%.
I don't know if it's going to come out over OBS here, but I'm going to try.
this whole bullshit of the WMDs again in Iran. Dude, Netanyahu's been saying this shit since 1995. They are 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. Fuck you.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2
It's
weeks.
always 2 weeks away. He's been saying that since 1995 when he had hair. I used to support Israel, but hey, man, you can't just continually bomb all the countries around you and then say, why do they keep attacking me? Stop.
You just said you didn't want to get political.
I know. It drives me nuts because I don't want my kids and my grandkids to go do another fucking war in the Middle East. Our family paid a lot for that war, and I'm not willing to play in the sequel. And they're saying the same exact shit that they said during the first Iraq war.
You think they're going to strike a deal here?
No.
Okay.
Nope, because if they strike a deal, that means Netanyahu has to get back to his criminal cases for bribery. What was it? Breach of trust for the public. It's almost like a treason over there.
You know, the foreign minister is meeting up in Geneva. You know about this, too.
Yeah, but why didn't we sign?
Germany, France, UK, they're all there, and we're all trying to figure this out.
Except us. We refused to sign the diplomacy.
Can I ask you, though, why 2 weeks? What's the magic
because 2
number
weeks,
here?
because for some reason, if people believe that there's going to be a nuclear weapon in 2 weeks, they don't care that you're bombing the fuck out of another country and their civilian population and everything else. Because Israel's not using smart bombs to drop in Iran right now. They're using the dumb bombs. And we've given them $180 billion. Did you know that we give Israel $3.8 billion a year? They have free health care and free college, and we don't, but we give them fucking $4 billion a year.
Yeah.
We don't get none of that. They do. What are we? I just don't. I think they have enough money and resources to defend themselves. Not a fucking thing to do with us.
I'm just I got to tell you, man, the other night when this was all unraveling and bombs are flying everywhere.
Makes me giggle every fucking time. Like, because there's so many people that are young that haven't watched this since
Doesn't make me giggle,
1995. I mean, I was coming back from where?
What do you mean it makes you giggle? What do you mean?
Because it's the same war drum that they have beaten for the past decade. Since I've been alive, it's been the same drum. Boom. Boom. Oh, there was no weapons. There's no good targets in Afghanistan. We have to find another country that has more targets. Oh, Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. Let's head over there. Let's bomb Syria. Let's bomb somebody else. Let's send drones into Africa. Like, people say that there was no wars the last time. We were everywhere. We had wars in Pakistan, Syria, Africa, Iraq. We were doing strikes in Iran, Yemen. We're everywhere. And that's why we're hated.
Are you seeing what's going on in Eastern DRC?
Nope.
Rwanda.
Oh no, not another country we've
agreeing this week on a draft agreement to end all the fighting over there. So
nice.
There's lots of deals, if you will, that are being made that aren't really making the headlines as much as they should. This is scary stuff, dude.
You get the headline. You get the headlines they want you to see.
I don't know, man. It doesn't set right with me, and you know, I've said this before. If I, I know you're.
But what I don't understand is our intelligence. The director of our intelligence said they are nowhere close to a nuclear program of having a nuclear weapon. And then our president comes out and goes, well, she's a fucking idiot and doesn't know what she's talking about. Well, why is she the head of our intelligence? She is the person advising you, telling you that there are no nuclear weapons. Remember Colin Powell? He told you there was no nuclear weapons, and you said, no, there is. Now go convince the UN that there is. It's the same fucking story, same players, same bullshit.
I mean, Iran's getting
They used to be our allies.
well, they just hit a hospital.
Yeah, of course they did, and nobody. Well, Netanyahu is charged with war crimes. There's a actual warrants for his arrest right now for him starving the people of Gaza for war crimes that he was doing there. So we are 100%. If we don't like these people, we are pushing for sanctions and everything else when they commit war crimes. But when Israel does it, we don't push for any of that. We're like, nah, well, it's Israel. They can do that. They're allowed to do war crimes, and we'll back them, no matter what.
I want to get back to Barry.
I'd much rather talk about Barry.
I saw something on the Barry, Vermont resident chat.
Yeah.
From Nick Richardson.
Okay.
I'm guessing you didn't see this, but I want to try to play it. It's short, but are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Have a look at your monitor. Check this out.
Help you, bro? You want your fucking head kicked in or what? Mike? That ain't your car, that's my car. What the fuck you doing? Huh? Yeah, I'll show you my buddy's car real fucking quick. I'm not wearing shoes. I'm gonna put you on the fucking ground. That's my car. Get your ass going, Mike. I know you. I used to fucking hang out with Savage and Mike with fucking Travis Huff. That's my fucking car. You're lucky I don't beat your fucking.
And there's quite a bit of praise for Nick for basically
Sticking up for his shit. Yeah. I had to stick up for myself the other day.
This is the other one. This is the one that if you look at your monitor, you'll see it. Every day lately, this vehicle sits there and they do drugs. I don't care what people do, but it's at the playground on River Street. Yesterday, two girls and one guy, were arguing and carrying on. They made a few trips up and down River Street to the camper, then parked again. Hope no kids go to use the playground.
Sad.
Do you see the picture? Right there?
Yep.
This is the kind of stuff, man, that I'm talking about, and it really
addiction. It's the same thing we've been talking about since I was a kid. My mom was addicted to pills. I mean, what's changing? Are we winning the war?
No.
Are like tougher laws helping us win the war? Killing or putting the people away forever, is that winning the war? Us sending troops to Central America to chase around this drug dealer but not that drug dealer, is that winning the war?
I mean, look, it's like all over Barry, Vermont resident chat. Here's another one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to start sharing the photos of the vehicles dealing on the streets that we live
100%.
in.
Shame them. Why not? I would.
There it is again. Right there.
I would
I'm showing.
Remember that guy? Do you remember that guy? He had that problem with the prostitutes around his house, so he would go out to the car with a videotape.
Yeah, right.
Remember that dude?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Here's the one that I was talking about earlier. Gotta love the drug dealers in Barrie. Taxi dropping off someone to get their fix. The court system really sucks.
Yeah, but
they
what
need
do you?
to do
What
a
do
better
you?
job.
He's a taxi driver. What do you?
I don't know, man.
Every taxi driver in every major city will bring you to buy drugs. They know where they are. Sean Ryan talks about it on his podcast.
You see the picture there on the monitor? The comments here are pretty intense. Chris Emmons saying nothing is done about this because the state is given federal grant money to help
Not
addicts.
everything is a fucking conspiracy.
The more we have on the street, the more money they get. jail the dealers, lose the addicts, lose free money.
Okay, so before the money, we haven't been winning the war since the fucking 90s, since the 80s. So, but now all of a sudden, it's a political conspiracy. It isn't, man. What do you do? What, like, okay, so an addict, you're going to throw them in jail for life because they're an addict? They did a petty crime. You're going to throw them in jail for life. What are you going to do? Like, It's stupid. I don't know, man. I'm not even going to get into it, but no, not everything's a conspiracy. It's an addiction. It's a medical problem. It's a medical issue, and it takes hospitalization, treatments, therapy to take care of all that shit. You have, and hey, man, but don't get me wrong. There are exceptions to every rule. You'll have that one guy that did it. I fucking did it cold turkey. Fuck yeah. You're a fucking stud. Good for you, man. That's awesome, but you're not the norm. That's not. I watched my mom be pill sick. I watched my mom shit herself, puke all over the fucking place. Nah. Good for you, man. You're a fucking stud. Not everybody's has it in them to win a Congressional Medal of Honor. But there's the select few that do. And you should be proud that you were able to do that cold turkey.
Yeah.
But most people can't.
I said to G yesterday, because he was talking about, Chuck was in here too, about smoking.
Yeah, that was fucking super hard for me, man. I quit cocaine easier than it was the cigarette.
Chuck's been smoking for, my God, thousands of years.
Yeah.
And he's got the patch, and he's trying, and he's struggling with it, man. And he's gone a couple of months at a time, smoke free, and then he was talking yesterday on the air about how he went out one night to Gusto's, had a couple of drinks, bang. He's like, I can show you that I can quit. Watch, I'm going to smoke one cigarette, and then I'm going to prove to you that I can quit. And he smoked that one cigarette, and pow.
Bought a pack of cigarettes the next day.
And he's been smoking for years since then. And Chuck's one of my best friends. I love the guy. I would do anything to help him.
And that, whether it's the cigarette addiction or a drug addiction, it's the same roller coaster.
But G was in here sitting right next to him on the couch saying that he had been smoking for years and just decided one day
I could not quit.
That he was going to stop.
I tried everything. I tried the gum. I tried the nicotine patches. I tried that medicine that you would take. And it would make it so when you smoked a cigarette, it tasted like a penny.
Yes.
Bro, I tried all of that. I could not. It was a roller coaster. I'd quit for a couple days. I quit all the way up to a month. And then one day I was like, nope, I'm done. I got rid of all the ashtrays. I got rid of everything in my house that...
So you were one of these people that was able to go cold turkey.
I tried everything before that and could not quit with it. It did. I was running out of my medicine, and I was like, I took my last pill or whatever, and I was like, oh, and the next day I woke up, I was like, that's it. I'm quitting today. I'm not starting anything more.
But I
had to change things.
But your point is that some people can do that, some people can't.
Right. Yep, 100%.
And if you can't,
you need help.
You need help, and give yourself a goddamn break.
And why?
Don't be hard on yourself,
Why give
man.
people shit that are trying to get help? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not my...
I mean, Brummert says that he quit 45 years ago.
I'm probably close to 30 years now that
Jesus,
I quit.
Rex. Do you still crave a cigarette?
Not at all. Not even one bit.
Some people do, even though they've been smoke-free for years.
Nope, I don't even get an urge. I don't.
Wow.
It actually disgusts me, the smell of it at this point.
Oh, interesting. And then there's Chuck, who says he can't even smell it. Doesn't even smell the cigarette smoke.
I remember them smoking cigarettes with your coffee in the morning. That was like the best combination of caffeine and nicotine.
Yeah, right.
That's how you start.
How much water are you drinking these days, bud?
I'll probably do close to 2 gallons today.
What the hell is this all about? What's going on here? What you exercising the prostate? What's happening?
I'm in fight camp.
All right, talk to me. What's happening?
July
25th.
July 25th.
What's
Chelmsford,
happening?
Mass.
What?
So most everybody knows my former champ Keegan Hornstra. He was struck with cancer the night that he lost his title. The very next day, he found out that he had testicular cancer. He fought that, radiation, chemo, surgeries, was good for almost a couple of years, and it all came back. Came back as a lung cancer, and it was spotted all over his lungs, so they couldn't do surgeries.
How
and stuff.
old is Keegan Hornstra?
Oh fuck, he's young, man.
30s?
I don't even know. Yeah, he's in his 30s.
Okay.
He's young. His son's young. They're a young family. So, one of the managers, KTA Fighting, KTA Gym down there, she's also a fight manager. They set up charity kickboxing. So, there's a bunch of us going down. If you want to donate money, you can donate money. If you want to join, you can fight. I'm actually fighting a professional fighter, Mike Souza.
Yep.
Mike Souza fought Chris Peralt for his professional debut. It should be a good time. I'm training pretty hard for it because Mike's a super tough guy, and I don't want to embarrass myself, and I don't want to get knocked out within 10 seconds of the fight. So,
I'm just asking. It's a serious question here.
yeah.
Do you believe that there's a possibility that you could win?
It's an exhibition fight, so there's no real winner or loser right there. But
Understand.
so let me put it in.
Sousa's a badass,
Let's put
bro.
this in perspective.
Please.
I'm going to be 52 years old.
Okay.
Mike Souza is a professional fighter. I am 100% not delusional in this in any way, shape, or form. So the same way, like if somebody asked me, could you beat Michael Jordan in a basketball game? Nope. So am I delusional about fighting with Mike Souza? No, I'm just hoping that I can put on a good enough show for the fans. And I mean, everybody has a puncher's chance, but he's a trained fighter. I'm going to do the most amount of training as I can to prepare for this. But no, I've been doing this long enough. There's a difference between a martial artist and a fighter, and right now I'm a martial artist.
Okay.
And that's in a fight camp.
All right.
So what I did was, and there's been questions because people have seen me up at UFAI, training up at UFAI, but Lucas John is my coach. I'm an instructor at Granite City MMA. So people are weirded out, don't know what's going on because I'm training at UFAI. Well, I'm going to let you all in on the big secret on why I'm training up at UFAI. And it's not the malicious reasons most people think of. Lucas, Chris, Matthew, Sophia are all going to be in Vegas for fight week. So Lucas is not around to corner me. So I asked his instructor, Crew Ballard, and Ed Collins to train me for this fight and corner me for this fight. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. If I can't have my coach train me, and why wouldn't I go to his coach who trained him for a similar fight? So we know he can get him ready. I mean, Lucas won his fight, so I'm training with the best people that I can train with right now to help me prepare in a short amount of time to try to prepare for a professional fighter. That's all.
That's it. It's that simple.
It's that simple, man. It really is. But I get private messages all the time. What is going on? There's absolutely nothing going on. Nope, I train there. I go there for, right now I'm getting my cardio in with jiu-jitsu, and then Tuesdays, and I couldn't do Thursday because my body can't go Monday right through. I need to take a break in between, otherwise my body breaks down. So I'll be back up sparring and doing lessons tonight, back up to UFAI, and then Saturday morning right back to Granite City.
Have you ever heard from anyone, Rex, you ought to take on JD in the ring?
No. Not one person has ever said that. Nope. If you notice, the fights I take are competitive fights. If I just wanted to win, I would set that fight up.
You're very confident, buddy.
Yeah, I am. And and
if I were to get you in a knee bar or lock, whatever, and pass some gas right in your face.
Your knee bar, it really would depend on how far I let you get with the knee bar, because you're a strong guy, and if I let you lock it up, you could break my knee. Absolutely, of course you could.
Especially if I blew one right in your face. It's over, buddy.
My confidence gets me out of more fights than it gets me into.
have Mexican the night before if I have to. There's strategy here.
I wouldn't fight with anybody with gas. I'd rather walk away, especially if that's your natural defense.
I know we're all over the road this morning, but Potter's Angels is doing a fundraiser, and it's big.
I've heard a lot of good things about them.
Yeah. They're doing something with Jordan's Way. It's a big fundraiser. And right here, it says if we reach $1,500.
Where's my dog? Kind of forgot about her. She found a dark space to hide and go to
Do
sleep.
you think that's what's happening?
100%. She's 3 pounds. She's scared of everything. So they're like chickens. If you ever notice you put a chicken out in a wide open enclosure, they go fucking nuts because there's no place to hide.
Kidder's saying that I'm going to beat your ass in a hot dog eating competition.
He's talking to you, JD, not me.
Oh.
I don't eat hot dogs.
If they
anymore.
reach their goal of $1,500, I'm going to be apparently having a dog lick wet dog food off of my face.
I would gag. Ugh.
Oh, I'm
it'd make
probably
me-
gonna
Ugh.
gag. Probably this is happening Sunday, and there's a link to donate right there and everything. So, and if they raise more than that, I can't remember how much, but if it's significantly more than that, I'm gonna eat dog food.
Ugh. Dude, the smell of it would, I have a really bad, easy gag reflex. If somebody starts throwing, I start throwing up.
Yeah.
I can't.
G and Chuck and I were talking about what's in wet dog food. Like what's in there? What's in there?
Let me tell you a funny story.
Other than pig lips.
Talking about, so my daughter has the same kind of gag reflex. Like the simple thing, ever since she was a kid, she was as always it's easy to make her throw up. So my niece
Yeah.
and my daughter were over there. They were playing. They were little. My son was a baby. So I am changing his diaper. And
Wait, who? Hunter?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm
We
changing.
are talking right now on the air about Hunter Thompson's diaper.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
24 years ago, I was changing his diaper. And my niece was there, and they were probably 4 or 5 years old. And I just, so I had a clean, I just watched Jackass. I watched him do this. I was like, this is perfect.
Oh my.
So I have a clean diaper with chocolate pudding in it, right?
Oh my.
And I have his dirty diaper.
Oh.
So I grabbed the dirty diaper and I was like, what the hell has Hunter been eating? And I stuffed it down beside me. And now both the girls look at me. They're like, what do you mean? And so now I have this diaper that's full of chocolate pudding. And I'm like, I keep sniffing it, and they're going, just stop doing that. So they're starting to gag. Yeah. So I get my nose. I was like, no, I can't determine what it is Hunter ate. I was like, oh, I know how I can tell. So I rubbed it all the way up and took a big lick.
Oh, you're working it.
Oh my God, I had this chocolate pudding smeared all over my face.
You're not just spoon feeding it.
Oh
you're working,
no,
you're
I was
working
like scrambled eggs. That's what it is. Dude, my daughter puked in the living room. My poor
really?
niece.
it. Did she really?
Yes. I
Taylor
would
puked?
die laughing if I could get my daughter to puke. It was. I just thought that was the funniest
Oh my God, dude.
thing in the world.
Amazing. God.
Yes. So I used to do things like, so my kids invited a bunch of friends over, and if you take a wet paper towel, you take a wet paper towel roll, and you wet it down, then you rip it up into pieces and you roll it in your hand.
Yeah.
Looks just like a dog turd. Okay? So my kids are over. They got a bunch of friends over.
I gotta do this.
Oh, yes.
With
You do this to
Lily.
Lily. You don't
I
tell
have
Lily.
to.
Don't let her watch this episode.
No,
So
I
you do this to her. So they have all the friends over. I roll my little piece over and I stuff it under the table. And then I start screaming to all the kids, you get out here. I am so sick of this. Every time you have friends over here, you ignore the dog and he shits on the floor. And so my kids are like, Dad, calm down. We'll clean it up. I was like, nope, I got it. I grabbed it with my hand and I was like, oh, I'll show you. And I threw it in my mouth. My kids instantly knew what I was doing. Their friends had no clue. They were like, "Ugh," all took off running. They thought that I had lost my mind and I just ate a piece of dog shit because I was so angry about the dog shit on the floor.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That's so
Yes.
awesome.
So if you want to torture your kids, that's how you do, that's how you do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so great. I'm going to do that. I am going to do that.
Dude, it's perfect pranks. It
Um,
really is.
dude, I haven't had a chance to show you yet. I want to show you. Look at these. This. Look at that. Look at
Get
that.
the fuck out of here.
Look at that. Look at that.
Stop. Stop
Look.
the nonsense.
Just look.
stop.
Look with your eyes.
No, I already know. I don't want to see your gnarly toes.
Lily did such a nice job. She said, Dad, you know, the first day of summer is coming, which is today, by the way. Happy summer. She's like, we need to really spruce things up a little bit. And she's like, we need to paint your nails. So we were looking at there was like a hot pink, and then there was like a fluorescent yellow or green or something like that. You know, summertime colors.
Yeah.
So she decided to go with the hot pink sparkly toenails. So that's what I'm walking around with now. And you know what? I'm comfortable.
You know it's 2025. You might as well just come out, man. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, JD. I'm your friend. I'll still be your friend.
I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I'm comfortable with it. I'm a little metro.
I was called Metro before. I don't even know
Are
what
you
it
metro?
means.
Metrosexual.
I have no clue what that means, but I would.
You ever plucked your eyebrows? Answer the goddamn
I
question,
never plucked them.
Rex.
No, no,
Yes or no?
no. I never plucked them. I may have trimmed them, but I've never plucked
All
them.
right, that's a little bit metro.
Well, because if I don't, you know, it's the German and the Canadian in me. I get the one eyebrow that goes right across to match my mustache, my little German mustache.
I want to give a shout out to this guy, Nick.
Nick who?
Before we wrap up this morning, this guy he had a post this morning that got my attention, and I'll share it over right now. It says right here, one of our buildings got broken into last night, and they stole a ton of miscellaneous items of ours. But most importantly, they stole a bike that belongs to a hardworking kid and some fishing equipment from a real stand-up guy. We obviously would like everything back, but our top priority is this bike and the fishing equipment. Please keep your eyes out for these items.
Did you see them damn kids that stole that bicycle and threw it in the river over there? Over by
Yes, I heard about it.
dude, and then the kids like, where are your parents? I'm telling you right now, if my kids did, I would bring them down public. I'd beat their ass on TV.
Dude, this guy
Oh, and they would apologize. They'd work all summer long and buy that kid a new bike.
This guy Nick, there's his bike right there in the monitor. Right here. You see it right here?
Oh, his motorcycle. Yeah, I do. Why'd they steal his little bike?
Well, it's not that little. It's buddy. It's a Ninja.
Yeah, it looks like a little 250. Could be wrong,
But you know,
whatever.
You know, it's like, why does I understand. Shit like this is always going to happen. I understand.
Mm-hmm. Desperate people, they'll do extreme shit.
I just
We do realize the correlation with desperation, robberies, addiction, desperation. Like the more desperate people we have around here, the more crime you're going to have, the more petty crimes you'll have, stuff like that.
right.
You know what I mean? So how do you combat that?
He writes, somebody stole the first motorcycle that I bought when I was 16 years old.
Oh shit, that sucks, man.
It's a 2021 Ninja 400.
Yep. I was going to say it looks small.
And he says, I would love to have a good conversation with the scumbag that stole it. I'll show it again on the
That sucks. I had what the fuck was it? A Fat Boy, CVO Fat Boy stolen.
That's really too bad, man. I guess this was stolen locally out of LeCaires, is my guess.
Oh no shit!
I think it was, yeah.
Okay, so if they're robbing LeCaire, that's some sort of group of professional thieves. That's not just addicts.
Yeah,
doing their
LeCaires
shit.
Power Sports.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Joey and them guys.
That's
fucked up.
Jarrett that posted this up last night, and Nick.
Yep. I wonder if it was the barn or if it was over at their must have been over at their Power Sports.
I don't know. It's right here. It's
That's
right here. It's really.
I hate that, man.
It's really too bad. I mean, and I saw that this morning, and I'm a motorcyclist. We
Right.
both are, and I'm like, you know what? I'm sharing this shit. I'm going to talk about this.
100%. Good for you for doing that.
If somebody ever stole Lily's little 85, it would absolutely.
Yeah, because
her.
those bikes don't have insurance and shit, so there's no
Course not.
replacing them.
Of course not.
And that sucks.
Anyway, being the first day of summer, the Mountaineers are playing tonight at Recreation Field in Montpelier. Rex, would you please, I'm going to ask you, would you please go to a Mountaineers baseball game with me?
I've been to them. They're boring as fuck.
What?
Nah, I'm good, man. I don't watch baseball. I don't watch.
That's not your thing, buddy?
No.
What if I buy you a hot dog and a beer?
How is that going to bribe me? Do I look like I eat hot dogs or drink beer?
All right. 2 hot dogs
Anymore?
and 2 beers.
All right, now you got me.
I would love to go with you, buddy.
I'm definitely not a one hot dog guy. I'm more of a package of hot dog guy.
Listen, today's the longest day of the year, so don't waste it. Get out and do something good with your life today.
I'm gonna go get punched in the face.
I see you got a black eye there.
Yeah. That wasn't even from being punched in the face.
I'll give you another
That
one.
was being elbowed in the face.
If I have to give you
I
another
got that
one,
during jiu-jitsu.
I'll give you the other one if you want it, so you can match, bitch. I'll do it. What happened?
Lewis hit me with an elbow.
Okay.
Talking about confidence, man. Once again, my confidence gets me out of more stuff than gets me into stuff. If that makes sense.
Gets you out of stuff?
Yeah, 100%. I had an incident. I had a guy like super aggressive come after me and my son in my truck.
Are you shitting me?
No, I was
Wait a
actually.
minute, hold on, I got to hear this. What happened?
All right. I was.
It's just, yeah.
No, so I was up here. I was up on a back road, and this guy, obviously, it was his first day in an excavator, and he was trying to clear the ditches. I didn't know that he was the road foreman. I had no clue. But anyway, I sat there, and I waited because he didn't know how to have flagmen or ditch, and he was trying to fill a truck. So we waited probably 20, 25 minutes, and we're parked on a hill, and they finally waved us by. We finally get by. I go by, and my truck, I have a 1-ton. My tires are bald in the back. Not a big deal, but I guess it spun or whatever. I didn't think anything of it. So I go up, I meet with the customer. I come back through, and this guy starts screaming at me. I stopped my truck. I thought like he didn't want me to go by the excavator or something. I thought, well, he jumped out of that excavator and started screaming at me. I was like, I thought he wanted to fight with me on the side of the road, and I had my son with me. So I instantly got out of my truck because he was big. He was probably about Big Ed size. And I was like, oh, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not going to talk to me. I don't know who you think you are. You're not a cop. You're not. He's like, I don't know who the fuck you are. And you're going to. And I was like, well, number one, you're definitely not going to talk to me like that in an aggressive manner. Get down off your excavator so we talk like men if that's what you want to do. I said, otherwise, if you continue doing that, I said, if you come aggressively at me anymore, I'm going to take your teeth out of your head.
So you weren't trying to be a dick. You weren't.
No, I
trying
was
to spin
super
your-
calm. I had
no. With spinning your tires.
No, not at all. I didn't even care. I was like, hey, idiot. I didn't want to tell you you're a moron that you don't know how to run an excavator, but whatever, dude. But I could not believe he was a road foreman, and I could not believe the way, like, you're not a cop, you don't aggressively go after people like that. I thought he wanted to, like, I seriously, the way that he was acting and being so aggressive, I thought he really wanted to fight, and I was like, well, I'm not going to sit in my truck and wait for some big dude to punch me in the face. We're going to be right here, and I'm going to defend myself. And so so then it made me realize, like, as soon as I stood up to him, all of a sudden I realized he was a bully. I was like, oh, I get it. You're used to intimidating people and getting your way. I thought you really wanted to fight with me, so I got out to defend myself. But then once you saw that I wasn't backing down from you, all of a sudden the dude turned into a pacifist. I was like, no, man, you don't. Like. So I never had to throw a punch, never had nothing. But I'm afraid, like, if it had been someone weaker that cowered down to him, he would have continued on being that aggressive.
Or somebody that was high on drugs.
Right.
Right.
I mean, what if you had a smaller person that was in fear? What happens then? They pull their gun out and shoot you. And you may not have meant to be that aggressive or didn't think of it in that type of a situation. But if you're a smaller person and you don't know how to defend yourself, you only have one resource to defend yourself, and that's lethality.
Right.
So it's just with that, like I said, I'm sure that guy was used to talking to people like that, and I was not that person.
Mm-hmm.
And I was never. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't. I was just pretty confident. And also, I'm standing outside there with a black eye, so obviously I like to fight.
Listen, today being the first day of summer, why haven't we been invited out on Big Kenny's boat yet?
I think we need to call Big Kenny and ask him why the fuck.
Well, Kenny,
I'm on the phone now.
Well-
I don't know why you guys can't ask me.
what's going on, buddy?
JD, let me tell you something about Rex.
No,
right?
let me tell you
All
something.
he does-
Let me
all
tell you
he
something.
does-
We haven't been
wait,
invited
wait,
out on
wait.
the boat yet. Don't
Wait,
interrupt
all
me.
he does is make empty promises.
He's right. He invites me on the boat all the time. He knows I'm fucking busy as fuck.
Oh, my God. Where are we going to go when some year when we're invited out on this? On this boat?
Wherever you want to go, catch some trout, whatever you want, bass. You can tell me what you want, and I'll take you there.
You got your fishing license, Kenny?
Come on, will ya? It's the
He's a
first thing I buy, January 1st.
Oh.
Didn't expect that out
I
of an
didn't.
outlaw, did you?
No, I did not. I thought he was saying, what, are you kidding me? Of course I haven't.
Of course. I don't want the men in the green suits chasing me.
No,
Kenny-
it's the same thing when we were in the club. They would make you get your fucking motorcycle license because it's just not worth
Yeah.
the hassle being stuck on the side of the fucking road with.
That's it.
Kenny, how did you give Rex that black eye? What'd you do?
You two fucking fool.
Come on. What'd you do?
You want the long story or the short
I
story?
want the truth. I want the truth.
The truth.
Yes, please.
Truth.
What
he
happened?
put me in a headlock, and I had to pick him up and throw him on a table. It was like WW,
Yeah.
right? And we were there, and I picked him up and slammed him down on the table, broke the table.
You did break
He
the
still
table.
he still had me in the hold though. He wouldn't let go. He was like a snake.
Yeah.
He was like a snake. He just had himself wrapped around me.
Yeah. Did he tap out?
No. He did a lot of crying.
Yeah. Did you give him a Band-Aid afterwards?
No, didn't do that either.
Okay.
I think
The wheelchair, What about the wheelchair boxing?
yeah, I'm down for that. I told him that.
Yeah.
That might be the only fight he has a chance to win.
Kenny, I hope we're going to get out on the boat at some point, man. Okay?
Bro, you just tell me. We can bring your daughter. We can just go out for a nice, lovely cruise on the lake and have a good time.
Listen to this guy.
Nice, lovely dinner cruise
Yeah.
with Kenny.
With Kenny. Yeah.
Dinner cruise with Kenny.
Yeah. Is your wife going to be
Yep.
there? Is she going to be in her bikini?
If you wanted to be.
Well,
Don't
that
say
shut
that in
JD
front
right
of
up.
Rex. Don't say that in front of Rex.
Love you, buddy.
Rex is a big wife chaser.
You better keep a handle on your wife.
Whew.